hello, chosen ones, earth angels, excuse me. And Spirit has a way of doing that, making things funny. Gotta laugh at it all. It's so crazy. Everything that's going on. I have such a list, and I have questions, comments that you left. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. Welcome to my channel. I'm Sybil Harmony. I'm an intuitive, a medium, and a healer, and a teacher. Let's look at your questions. Will the protests be peaceful? Please let it be peaceful. They're going to be big. Let's look at Kankel's health. Will senators be investigated? Yes, but what's going to happen? The Portland frog, that one's funny. So the Portland frog is some guy in a frog suit that went viral because there are no fires up there. There's no war zone. They want to create one, this current regime. But let's look at Lindsay Halligan. Will she lose her law license? I think so. What will happen with Fox News? Because what's happening now is the truth is coming out. More and more truth is coming out. There's a really nice energy coming in the end of October and November. And Christmas is always, in America, is always, I think every day should be Christmas or Christmas season, but where we're kind and loving and giving. But there's this really nice energy coming in, but we have to stay really grounded in it. And that means a lot more stuff is going to happen. Some things are going to get worse before more people wake up and get, things get better. But yeah, we have to stay. We really need to stay grounded. I'm going to make a grounding video next week. I'm also going to make a video. I seem to attract a lot of earth angels and chosen ones. So I'm going to make a video on the chosen ones. I highly suggest you watch that if you're very empathic and you've had a hard time in this life. There could be reasons why. It's part of your lifetime agreement. Earth angels have too, but they're not as intense as chosen ones. But we all have a purpose here. Okay. So yeah, let's say yes on 50. If you're not in California, post on your social media, yes on 50. Send it to California. Help it to go viral. If you're in California, yes on 50. Stop the dictator, please. Yes on 50. And let's look at Katie Porter. Now, Katie Porter, I really like her. She ran as a senator and she lost, but maybe she was meant to be governor of California. She won in a conservative Orange County, which is a pretty red area for California. And she's very intelligent. She doesn't take lobbyist money. That's why the corporate media is already going against her. So when they go against somebody, like they kind of did with Mondami, they're like, well, we don't really know about him. They did it with Bernie, and now they're doing it with Katie Porter. She walked out of the interview. I didn't see the details of the interview, but I trust Katie Porter. She's a really intelligent woman, and she's really there. I mean, she comes with the evidence, and she has a little chalkboard. She goes, oh, you took this much money. You're giving healthcare to the, So she is really good. I like her, but let's look at, we have a lot of questions here, but I also want to answer your comments, questions on my comment page, and you can leave comments on this video, and I'll do that Monday. I'll answer those Monday. I'll try to answer them all. Okay. Also, I'm going to be on today with Voices from the Swamp on Shari's show at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So check us out. We're live, and that'll be 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I have my members today at 12. So members, you can ask personal questions. You have to join to go in there, and it's pretty inexpensive. It's only like $15, and we meet twice a month. And we do group healings. It's really a fun little group. So I hope to see you there. All right, let's look at, will Miss Katie Porter be the next governor of California? And people have asked me about Kamala Harris. She's not running for governor. She's kind of stepping back from politics. Some people think she's going to be installed, and I think that's a dream we need to let go of. She might be involved in funding and other behind the scenes, but she said it's too crooked. I think she should get in there and fight, but that doesn't look like what her future is right now. I actually feel like she's been threatened, and her husband doesn't want her kids threatened. Okay, so Katie Porter. Oh, some cards jumped out around her. Yeah. So this is what I already said. She's putting out her message, and they're already starting to go against her. That's how you know she's the real deal. Okay. Katie Porter. Okay, she's fighting. It's about money. She wants to help people financially in California. Oh, that looks good. She's going to bring justice. Will she be the next governor of California? I don't think so. This is not good. I think she wins. It goes to court. There's something going on. They're going to come at her legally. Nope. That'd be a no. She's going to do something else. Huh. Let's look at Katie Porter's future. The next 3 years, Katie Porter's future. I feel like that's not, see, I got the same cards again. They keep going against her. Let's look at 5 years for Katie Porter. Katie Porter, 5 years. This happened to, what's her name in Georgia? That Stacey Abrams got she was supported by the media. But this happens to a lot of really women or progressive people who want to make changes. They get attacked, which is disgusting. Look at her. Katie Porter's 5 years from now. Okay, she's gonna, yeah. Oh, something good is going to happen for her. No. Okay, I feel like she's going to have a temporary assistance. Something good will happen, but then I feel like there's something legally coming up with her. Oh boy. Let's look at her in the next 10 years because she's a young woman. Let's look at Katie Porter in the next 10 years. I wonder if she'll ever run for president. Katie Porter in the next 10 years. Katie Porter. Wow, she keeps having this legal thing. There's something legal. No, I don't see her winning. Sorry, I gotta tell you the truth. I feel like she may have some. Is she going to be in some kind of a lot of what's holding our country together now are behind the scenes democracy groups that are fighting for rights. Is she going to be in part of that, or is she going to be in a position of in a cabinet position? Katie Porter. Is she going to get out of politics? Let's ask. No, I mean, get out of running for office and do like something like democracy groups or something fighting for people's rights. That's what she's going to do. Okay. She's going to step out of the political arena because they're just pushing, because big money is pushing back against her. I feel like they might even try to buy her off, but she's not going to, I mean, some things she'll do to help herself, but she's not going to cross these lines. And so I feel like she's going to work behind the scenes with something else. Okay. All right. Let's look at the protests. Will the protests be, how will they be peaceful? It's going to be big. The 18th, that's next Saturday. The No Kings protests. Yeah, this is going to be big. It's going to be large. Something's going to happen. They're planning to do something. You got to be careful. I feel like some people may be injured or hurt. These people aren't playing. You need to be safe while you're out there. It's going to be wide reaching. It might even be worldwide, but it's going to be all over the country. But I'm going to say you need to be careful. Just be careful because they've already shot a priest in the head. ICE. I mean, they're going for this regime. This regime is lawless. You need to be careful out there. Let's ask, will the protests be big? We already know they're going to be big. Will they be big? Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be ginormous, but it's going to be big. Okay. Looks like it might be around the White House too. Okay. Just be careful when you're out there. If you feel like, let people know where you are, stay in a group, film everything, because, yeah. There are some things that we can do that we're not doing. So that people have suggested, and I don't know if they are doable, but I just want to put it out there. What if we all the news media, we stop watching them and stop covering cankles? Like, no, we're not going to cover you anymore. Because he said the Associated Press has to leave. They can't be in there. If he can do that, we all need to stick together. No one should be there, reporters filming him or saying what he's doing next. We should do a blackout on it. We could do that. There's a lot of things that we could do that we're not doing. We could defund ICE. Why are those ICE guys, where taxpayer money is paying them? Some people said $40,000 a month. Some people said $100,000 a month to go around with masks on. Now, in some states, they can't wear a mask and they have to ID themselves. And they're going around, kidnapping people, beating people up, dragging people out of their beds at night. It's like a third world country we're living in. And so they should be defunded. Why isn't the Senate? I don't know if they can with this. They can once we get in there in the midterms. But I'll tell you good news. The good news is the military is not supporting him taking over cities and doing martial law. Let's ask, is he going to do martial law? Is he going to do martial law? He wants to. The courts are already saying he's thinking he's going to go to higher court. We'll look at Portland and Chicago, but is he going to be able to declare martial law? I know he's going to do it because he does everything, and he's out of his mind. He's lost his mind. The government. He wants to. He's going to propose to do that. I think he already has said he wants to. No. I feel like that legally is not going to be allowed. He wants to control it all. Let me ask, is he going to be able to do martial law? He's going to try, but the courts are going to say no. Okay. Let's look at the Portland Frog. Okay. The Portland Frog is a guy dressed up in, a guy dressed up in a frog suit, and there's a couple of them dancing around out there. There's like 15, 20 people. When Kristi Noem went to Portland to observe from the rooftop the fires and the protests, there are no fires up there. The pictures are from the George Floyd agitators that came in there and started fires during George Floyd. So when she went up on the roof, it was embarrassing. There was a guy in a chicken suit and about 5 other people. So they deployed the military to there. Yeah. Yeah, this is some crazy stuff. Yeah. F around and find out. But it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. Okay. We're going to talk about his health. That is going to be, because they're in a panic. There's nobody home, nobody taking care of things. Well, he's going to go do his flight over to the Middle East. But okay, let's look at the Portland area. I think I looked at this already. Will the Supreme Court say that, because the court said that the military can't go in, and they said they're appealing that restraining order. And we'll look at it again. Will they appeal, still go in favor of Portland? Will Portland be protected from this regime? Will Portland be protected from this regime? And that guy in the frog suit is funny. Yeah, so fighting. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of money and businesses coming in saying that we don't want, they're trying to make it chaotic, but there's money and courts, restraining orders saying, no, you can't do that. Yeah, it feels like Portland's going to be victorious. Yeah, you can't do this. He can't do this. So, yeah. And the Portland Frog was funny. he had this little vent in his suit, and an ICE agent or whatever ran over and sprayed pepper spray in the vent, which could asphyxiate somebody and cause a huge rash. And he just said, no, he kept the costume on for another hour. And he said, oh, I smell a little peppermint. That's about it. So everybody's laughing. There's like, 10 people out there, 20 people out there dancing and wearing costumes and playing music. There's no war or fire or rebellion. This whole thing is ridiculous. Portland knows that. The judges know that. Everybody knows that. So, I mean, it's like you can't, it's not going to work. Okay. Let's look at, like a lot of things he's trying to do, it's just not going to work. So let's look at Chicago and J.D. Pritzker. He's threatened to jail J.D. Pritzker. Let's look at the military from Texas, going into Chicago. Let's see. Is Chicago going to win? I think they got a restraining order. Are they going to win lawsuits? How's Chicago going to be? Because Chicago, don't mess with Chicago. Portland's pretty intelligent and they're funny. They got a lot of young people there. It's a very progressive town. But Chicago, they don't play. They are not playing. They don't want. I saw these two ICE guys. There was a video. These two ICE guys grabbed this guy and he's struggling with them. And this whole crowd came around him. Cars were all honking their horns. And everybody was filming and saying, let him go, let him go. And one guy, he was so peaceful. He was just like a hero. He came in there and the guy who was being accosted by ICE, he grabbed onto his hands. He's like, I got you. And the ICE guys are flailing around and he's fighting them off. And there are other people coming in and everybody filming. And they're all yelling to the ICE, get out of here. And he got free. He got loose. And they're like telling ICE, get out of here. You get out of here. And ICE ran and jumped in their car and drove away. I mean, they're just untrained. They're idiotic. They're just, I mean, this is like, let's put thugs in the street. You didn't have a problem. Now you do, because this regime, I mean, it's just, so we got to remember what's going on. But I feel like you need to be careful in the protest because some people might get hurt. They already shot a priest in the head with a rubber bullet, and he's got a lawsuit. All these people are going to jail or to court. They're not going to be able to do this. We have too much structure and too many good people, and we're not afraid. We are not scared little babies going to go hide in the closet in America. It's not going to happen. We stood up and fought for rights in the 60s, and here we are again. Here we are again, and we're not having it. It took us 8 years then. I don't feel like it's going to take us this long, but we are in the fight right now. We are in the fight. And these pedophile gangster whatevers are not taking over our country. A lot of them are going to lose their law license. I feel like they are blinded by their desire for control or success. But Kankles isn't going to be in there that long, and these people are going to be facing, and they know it. That's why they're fighting so hard and so nasty, because they know. I mean, like, look at this. We don't have money for health care. We don't have money to give you a tax break, the regular people, or pay you good wages. But they want to send $20 billion to the dictator in Argentina. They want to pay ICE agents to try to drag people into vans on the street of America, $40,000 to $100,000 a month. They have money for that. So they have money for a big ballroom and golfing trips and, all commemorative coins and all that. They have money to do with that, for big airplanes from Qatar, who is now opening a military base in, I think it's Iowa or somewhere. They're giving Qatar, when MAGA is pissed, there are cracks. We're starting to see the cracks. Marjorie Taylor Greene turned against him. Macy, I think it's that his name, going against him with the Epstein files. People, you're starting to see people speak up against him because they know. And Mike Johnson is just losing his mind because he can't figure it out. He's a wreck. But they know, because they're telling him double down. He isn't even running the government, Kankles. He doesn't even know what's going on with a lot of stuff. He just tells Stephen Miller or whoever is there to do stuff. Thank God Rubio, I feel like Rubio put this peace deal together. Now he's taking credit for it. Even though they did it for dirty reasons, they still did a peace deal, which I'm grateful that starving can stop. But, in Gaza. But sorry, there's so many things to look at. I didn't even get to your comments or questions. There's one here. Well, let's look at first J.D. Pritzker. Let's look at J.D. Pritzker. In Chicago. I think they got a temporary restraining order and they're going to appeals court. How are they going to do in the appeals? How's Chicago going to do in the appeals court? Yeah. He's got money. This isn't any lightweight guy. Ooh. They're going to come out okay, but they're going to go through some stuff. That's not good. They're out in the streets, dragging people out of their homes and doing nasty, nasty stuff. But J.D. Pritzker in Chicago is going to be okay. I was born in Chicago. You don't mess around with Chicago. Chicago, Midwest, these people go through freezing weather in the winter, and they're hardworking and patriotic Americans, and you're not going to go in there and destroy their life in their town. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We're just in the thick of it. So somebody asked me, Fox News. Wait a minute. I got a client here. Sorry. Hope this is okay. Okay, he says it's okay because I couldn't get my sound on the video. I'm trying to get a lot of the ads off here, and I emailed YouTube. How do I make the ads less? I put it on moderate, but it still seems like when I don't really watch my own videos, but I did the other day. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of ads. Okay. So sorry about that. I'm trying to tamp down, I have to do some advertisement because it pays for my time here, but I also need to tamp that down. I'm not a big giant corporation or anything making a bunch of money. I'm just here offering an almost free service. I don't get paid very much. They pay me like $20 an ad or something. But yeah, so I apologize about the amount of ads. So and then with the closed captioning, there's a thing, people are telling me there's a thing that you can click on your YouTube to put closed captioning on. So that's something that you can do. And a lot of people have asked me about that over the years. And I still haven't had the time. I'm really busy with clients and my practice. And so I'm sorry, I haven't gotten to it. But they say that if you really want that, you can click that on, that any user on YouTube can click on their closed captioning. I don't know how that's done. Maybe ask a young person to help you with that. But you should just be able, that's what they're saying. People are saying in the comments. So I hope that's true. I don't know that's true, but I hope that's true. I tried to look around and I didn't see it. So I tried to look around to stop the advertisements and I didn't see that. Make sure you have your subscribe button is working, because a lot of people haven't been able to subscribe that wanted to subscribe. And it really also supports me when you do that, and also supports me when you put a like. Sorry about this video. There's just so much stuff to read on. So I like doing those videos where you really tap in and go in deep with something, but there's just so many things happening. Yeah, okay. So let's look at what will happen to Fox News? That was one of the questions. Let's look at the future of Fox News, because the truth is coming out, and a lot of this, we're just not having it anymore. We're done with all this stuff. And the energy is changing. We're entering a new time, and it's not taking away we can't take away their First Amendment rights, but do we want to watch? They lied to us, and it's really obvious that they're lying when you look at what's going on. I mean, it's just they're supporting a president that has dementia. He's obviously drugged up. He's being propped up. He's got swollen ankles and stained hands, and can't keep his thoughts straight, and changes his mind every 5 minutes about something. I mean, it was vengeful and resentful and hateful and selfish and greedy and not helping the people the way he said. And they said he was going to be great. So, I mean, really? Are you still watching that stuff? Really? It's hard to believe. How is Fox News in the next, how many years? 1 year? Let's do 1 year. How is Fox News? 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're having a tower. They're falling apart. They're in a panic because their messaging, they might feel like they're trapped. Some of them feel like they can't get out of there. They're going down before a year. They're having to work hard. Karma is coming. Yeah, I feel like there's still going to be some big money people that prop them up. They're still going to be around. But it's really hard when you lie all the time to keep all the lies straight. I feel like their viewership will decrease. MAGA is pissed at them. They're pissed at them too. Let's look at Fox News in the next 5 years, because they're such a horrible propaganda outfit. And they're also suing the president for hiding the Epstein files. It's like, what is going on here? It's crazy town. But then they support him. So they really don't know what to do. They don't know what kind of a message to put out. They're in chaos. So let's look at them for 5 years from now. The message. Oh. They're losing a significant amount of viewers. They're going to change. They might change and do more sports or be more low-key Republican or something. They're not really going to be a MAGA crowd. They're going to have they're going to reconfigure their stuff, because they can't go on like they are. They're just a wreck. And now I want to look at Lindsay Halligan. Is she going to lose her law license? Is she going to lose her law license? Yeah. Yeah. Because she's bringing a travesty to justice. She really does not know what she's doing. Be like if I went in there and said, yeah, here I am, Your Honor. It probably she does better than me, but she's not. She might go back to her old career. Is she going to lose her law license? I don't know that she loses her law license, but I feel like she might go back to family law or something. Let me look at her psychically. she's going to leave the Trump this current White House. She's going to leave, and I feel like she gets a downgrade. She's going to go back to what she was doing before, but it's put a stain on her name. She's going to be I think she was an insurance lawyer. Yeah, she's going to do something about insurance or home equity or okay. Is she going to stay in politics? Is she going to be in the next Republican administration? No. I feel like there's a new Republican Party coming in, and she might get into that later. But right now, she's not going to stay with them too long because they're falling apart. Let's look at senators being investigated. A lot of them, after all this happens, they're just going to go, "Oh, we didn't know. We didn't do anything wrong." And yeah, they did. But I feel like she's going to somehow wiggle out of this. I don't see jail or some, losing her license. But yeah. Okay. It's not what I want to happen. This is all for entertainment purposes only. And it's just the messages that I'm getting from my guides. We are going to get through this. We're going to look at his health because I feel like they're in a panic over his health. But let's look at, well, we know more senators will be investigated. Will there be a case against, they're talking about the way that they interviewed Pam Bondi. She will be investigated for that because she's hiding things. So will senators be investigated for the way they questioned Pam Bondi, which is what the White House is saying? No, because she was hiding secrets, and they're trying to find out. Oh, yeah, they will be investigated because she's hiding. She's concealing truth. Let's see, Blumenthal. How will Blumenthal do? Let's look at Blumenthal for the next 3 years. Oh, he's good. He's a really honest, intelligent. Oh yeah, Blumenthal has got backing. Blumenthal is good. Yeah, Blumenthal is not going to be a problem. They can't investigate senators for questioning Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is going to have legal trouble. She's been covering up and concealing. Yeah, Pam Bondi's in trouble. All right, let's look at Kankle's health. So he went back to Walter Reed to get, they said, another annual, but he had one in April, so it's not an annual. That annual is once a year, okay, in case you didn't know. And he really has a hard time focusing and functioning. So everybody's kind of propping him up, and they still go to him, but they know that he's very weak. He's kind of feeble. If you look at how he walks, he's, I feel like he's had some mini strokes. I feel like he had a heart procedure done. That was like when he was gone for 3 or 4 days last week. And so they're giving him a lot of different medications to try to prop him up. But they're in a panic because they know that he's going down. And so this is the biggest cover up of all, that he really is cognitively impaired and should not be sitting there. It should be 25th Amendment. Let's look at what's going to happen to him as a result of his health in the next, till the end of this month. 130% tariffs on China. What? I mean, you might as well have said it's 13 attendee. tariffs. I mean, he just says things when he's angry. He's really emotionally immature and out of his mind. Okay, so let's look at his health for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, they're going to keep propping him up. He's happy that he's doing all this damage and that he's making all this money. You've noticed Melania's come around him and more because they want to keep him calm and she can keep him calm. He likes her. So they've asked her, the staff has asked her, please help us out. We need to keep him, up and on his feet, at least until the midterms. So let's look at his health for the next 6 months. And this could change. I mean, I feel like he's going to fall or end up back in, in bed care or something, or back in an emergency. Oh, I wanted to tell you this dream. I had this really cool dream of all these guides that were talking about herbal remedies and the new Aquarius energy that's coming in. And this aloe vera guide said that she was aloe vera in the age of Aquarius, that helps with EMFs and low blood sugar. So it was really a cool dream and a look at the future. So we have some good things coming in our future. We're just still, really in the thick of it now. So let's look at Kankel's health for the next 6 months. There it is. He's going to leave. He's going to have to leave office. Yep. Leaving. He may not be able to continue his duties. That's not good. Yeah, he's on a lot of drugs. So there may be, there's a lot of things that are changing so fast. So we'll stay tuned and we'll stay on it. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I really appreciate that. And we will be talking to you on Monday, unless you join me in members at 12 on my channel. Just push the join button and we'll see you there. Or with Voices from the Swamp with Shari at 2 p.m. live. Okay, take care.